Hello there. Happy Sunday, everybody. So this week has been a crazy whirlwind for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's flown by, and I had a couple of projects that I wanted to get done that I didn't. However, today I really need a gift for somebody, so I said, well, if I'm going to chalk something for this gift, I might as well do it with you guys, right? So I'm going to come to you live today with a project that I'm making for a birthday present for my wonderful mother-in-law. And you know, when you're getting a little bit older like I am and like they are, you really don't need things for your birthday, but I think something that I make is going to be super special to her. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to work on in just a second. So let me flip my screen around a little bit. If you are watching this on replay, please be sure to say hello. Let me get this all set up here. If you guys are listening and you can hear me, if you could just let me know that you can hear the sound of my voice and see me, that would be wonderful. I seem to be getting a little bit better at managing this software program that I'm using, but you'll have to let me know. Hi Nancy and Shelly, thanks for joining me. Let me get this where it should be here. So I found this really cute casserole dish at the Christmas tree shop recently when I was there. And of course I have a one-track mind, and of course I said, oh my gosh, I could totally chalk the cover for this. So everybody likes a nice casserole dish, and I don't know about yours, but mine got so ugly over time that it's always nice to get something like that new. So I found this wood top that came with it, and I'm going to chalk the top of this casserole dish tonight. So I think I'm going to take the bowl out because I don't really need that. It just might be a little bit awkward to work with. I'm just going to put that down here. And I'm going to work with just the top of it. Now I think this is like a teak or something. It's a very nice, lightweight, it's nice and smooth. So I think it's going to chalk really nicely. So the transfer that I chose is this one. It is called Family is Everything, and I don't know about your family, but it's all about family with my family. So this is going to be perfect, and I think she's going to love it. Hey, Miss Angela, thanks for joining me today. This is kind of a last-minute live, so you know I wasn't expecting too many people to pop in and watch, but I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to just go through the steps of what I do to do any project like I would all the time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my transfer over and write the name of the transfer on the back. Family is Everything. And if you've watched my lives before, you will know that the reason that I do that, a couple reasons. First of all, is because when you are using one of our reusable silkscreen transfers, they are reusable. So once you wash them and clean them, dry them, you put them back on the carrier sheet to keep them safe and clean. And I'm going to take this off a little bit. Part of this side of the carrier sheet, I'm going to see if I can shine it on the light from you. You can see it's super shiny and slick like the back of a sticker would be. And the back part where I wrote is a little bit dull. And if you stick the sticky side of the transfer back on this side, sometimes it's super hard, if not impossible, to get off. So you want to remember to replace your transfer back on the shiny side, and having your writing on the back just kind of reminds you not to attach it to the wrong side. If you're working with a group of people, it also helps that you know that you're getting your pieces back, in which case I also put my initials on the front of every transfer that I own. Hey Ange, what's going on this beautiful Sunday? It is hot here. So I'm just going to remove the transfer from the carrier sheet. And if you've watched my videos before, you're going to know that they are super sticky, sometimes stickier than other times. This one doesn't feel like it's extremely sticky, so normally what I would do is I would stick it on a fuzzing cloth and add a little bit of fiber to it to make it a little softer and a little less sticky. But this one doesn't feel like it's super sticky, so I'm just going to leave it like it is and kind of find a good happy place for this to be on the center of my lid. So that looks pretty good right there. I'm just going to smooth it down. And the technique that I'm going to be using for this is the paste and peel technique. You guys have probably seen this before. If not, you're going to learn it. So, with this one down, it's nice and smooth. There are no bumps, bubbles, or folds in the transfer, and that's exactly what you're going to want to use. I have, I'm going to be using black velvet chalk paste, fawn chalk paste, as well as this one, eucalyptus, which is a beautiful kind of a blue-green color. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's super pretty. One of my favorite new colors. So my plan is to, I keep changing my mind about this, but I think I'm going to do like the swirls and the outline of the banner, and this banner down here, and all the outline areas in the fawn color. The letters in black. I think I might do green on here where it says it's everything. And of course the leaves I'm going to do in green too. So what do you think? That sounds good? So if I can find my stirring sticks, they're here somewhere. Ah, not one to be found. It wouldn't be one of my lives without me not being able to find something, right? I've got two here. There's got to be one more. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that because they are MIA. No big deal. So with the paste and peel method, I'm going to do small sections of this at a time, peeling it up as I go and drying in between. So hello, Mary Jane. Thanks for joining me today. So I'm going to start with this little swirl right here just to show you quickly how this works. The first thing you're going to do when you open your jars of chalk paste is give them a good stir. You want to have them about the consistency of cake batter. If it's more like a brownie batter, it's a little bit too thick. This one's just a tad thicker than I like to use it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of water and give it a spray and stir it, and that should be just about right for this consistency. And since I don't have another stir stick, I'm going to just clean this one off quickly with a paper towel and use it again for one of the other ones. Okay, I'm just going to clean this off with a paper towel so I can use it in a different color. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on this till I'm ready to use it. It does dry up super, super quickly. So you want to try to keep your jars covered as much as possible. The black velvet that I've been using recently, I'll tell you that the consistency is beautiful. You rarely need to add water to it as long as you're careful and you keep the cover on it. Wonderful. And just one more, and that is the eucalyptus. This is so pretty. I don't know if you can see this color. It's just a tad bit of blue in it. And this one is like brownie batter. So guess what we're going to do? Give it a little drink of water and stir it up. And that should do it. Okay, we're about done. What's up today, Mary Jane? Glad to see ya. Okay, there we go. So those are all three stirred up. So I'm going to start with the white up here. Let me blow that off a little bit. And I'm going to be using some of our small squeegees today because we're working in small areas. I try to match the size of my squeegee to the size of the area. So we have, you know, if you're working in a large area, you might use this one. I also have this size transfer. And I also have one that's 4 inches wide that you would use on really large transfers. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of my fawn, and you are just going to take a little bit of that on your squeegee. These are just little rubber squeegees, and smooth it on over the design. So you don't have to worry about, you know, thinking you're using way more paste than you think you need. It's okay because you scrape off all the excess with the squeegee and put it right back in the jar to use for another project. So I'm going to peel that up. Yeah, there we go. So this is going to dry really, really quickly because it's such a thin area. The larger areas, of course, take a little bit more time. Just give me a second and I'll dry this up quick. to do it. So I'm just going to lay this back down gently, and I'm going to rub it back down. Come on now. And smooth out the next area that I'm going to work on, which will be the branches there. It does not want to go smooth. Okay, so I'm going to do these little greens right here next. Cover up my paste. And these are kind of a fine detail, so I'm going to use something called a multi-tool. This is a pretty cool product because you can stir your paste with it. You can use the end as like almost like a tiny paintbrush, and this curved end right here helps you clean all of the thickened paste on the sides of your jars and mix it back in together. So I'm going to grab some of that eucalyptus, and I'm just going to do these little branches right here. So I think my mother-in-law will like this. She's kind of an artistic person too, so she appreciates things that I make for her. It's always good to have people like that, right? Come on. So after this is all done, what I'll do is I'll give it a couple of coats of like a clear acrylic spray so that it won't wash off. Because as you know, our chalk is water soluble, goes on dry. Goes on wet, dries in just a matter of minutes, but because it is water soluble, you can wash it off most non-porous surfaces. And this is a porous surface, so I definitely would want to seal it so that it didn't wash off. I'm going to peel those leaves down. Super pretty. This is just such a gorgeous color. It's soft and, like I said, just a hint of blue in it. I'm going to dry that up a little bit. To the next area. I think I'm just going to use a squeegee to get this down nice and smooth. If it will cooperate, that would be good. Okay, almost done. Little air bubble right here I got to work out. I'm just smoothing it down with this rubber squeegee. And I think what I'll do is the black area next. Or was I going to do that in white? I was going to do that part in white. Ah! Help me pay attention, y'all. Okay, so I don't mean white, I mean fawn. I'm going to go around the whole banner with fawn, then I'm going to do the black in the center. So what are you guys doing today? Sunday afternoon? Hope you're sitting by the pool relaxing, or wherever you are. Hope you're relaxing. So because this is a casserole dish, I don't know, does anybody still make casseroles? I don't know. I guess I use a casserole dish a lot for baking, but I can't say that I really make casseroles like tuna or whatever. I don't know, most people used to have them when they were growing up, tuna casserole, different kinds. Do you guys make casseroles? I'm being real careful on these thin lines right here. Trying not to get it mixed up with the leaves. Even if I do, I can go back and fix it later. So far, so good. Now I'm going to try to work pretty quickly here because it is a thin area of paste and it will dry pretty quickly if I'm not careful. But you guys know there's pretty much nothing you can't fix. Don't even worry about it. So be real careful around these leaves here. See how it works out, right? Alright, let's see if there's any extra to scrape off here. Feels a little dry already, so I'm just going to go over that with a little more paste. It should be fine. Okay, I'm going to pull this. Let's see. Ooh, I got to scrape right there. I can see where it's thick. Sometimes I leave it a little thicker if I'm working in a large area or place where there's lots of details like this one. Okay, let's pull that off. Sorry, I'm really kind of at an awkward angle here for you guys to see this. All right, there we go. Dry this up a little bit. So if you're just popping in here, I just wanted to tell you the name of this transfer is called Family is Everything. Let this go back down. I'm going to smooth it out again and work the word family next. Okay, getting there. Nobody wants to talk to me today. Mary Jane just got some stuff for me. Have you been playing with it? Let me go a little smaller on my squeegee here. This one is just right. And I'm going to grab some of that black paste and just cover the word family with it. After you've done this a little bit, you can tell approximately how much paste you're going to need. And you don't do nearly as much scraping off. Oh my gosh, I used to load up my stuff. And it was okay, because again, it didn't matter because there was no waste. Because I'd squeegee off all of the extra and put it back in the jar. So, okay, that is covered. Now I'm just going to go back and scrape the excess off. Hey Debbie, how are you, my dear cousin? Oh my goodness, Debbie, I don't see you enough. You don't live far from me and I never get to see you. So we're going to peel up that layer. There's our word family, which I think looks pretty good. Should be dry. I'm going to let this go back down nice and easy. Okay, and the next part that I'm going to do are these green leaves again down here below. Nice and smooth. We're ready. Okay, so I'm going to take my little multi-tool again to do those leaves. And just cover these up. So it kind of looks like I'm painting with these, but I don't have to stay in the lines at all. That's a very good thing as far as I'm concerned. What I love about Chalk Couture products is that really anybody can do this. You don't need any special artistic ability. I've had lots of people who said to me, I'm not creative, I'm not crafty. And they're so proud of their work though when they're done, because you know it's pretty cool. I can't draw a stick figure. Okay, almost got this covered. Just gonna pull a little bit of excess off. There's not too much. Oops, I just found a spot I missed. And that is done. Pull that. So this is the paste and peel method. Let it go down and give it a dry. All right. Told you it dried quickly. All right, so now I'm going to do the words is not and important. So I'm going to pull that up just a little higher, it looks like. I'm just working my way down the transfer to fill it all in. And I'm not too worried about where everything lands on the top because it won't matter in the long run because I've already done those areas. So So I'm going to do those words in black also. Here we go. Is not an. So you can see how simple this is. I'm just covering the open areas with chalk. It's a little more sophisticated than sidewalk chalk than we used to play with when we were kids. Oh my gosh, we used to spend the summer playing hopscotch and jump rope. Oh my goodness, loved that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull those now. Okay, so far it says family is not important. Miss Debbie, who's watching here today, is my cousin. She will tell you otherwise too. So what I'm using to dry these things is just a hair dryer. If you have a heat tool that you use for crafting, for embossing and things like that, that'll work too. But I'm just blowing a little bit of air on it, and warm air is nice. This one does not have a cool setting, which I could use also, but that's okay. It's all good. Okay, now I'm going to do the word thing. Important thing. And a comma. So again, you're just smoothing that on there, covering all of the open areas. And then you go back over the design and scrape all the excess chalk off and back into the container so that you can use it again. And then I'm going to peel this up and hit it with the dryer for another minute. Hey Janice! Happy Saturday, oh, happy Sunday, I guess I should say. My day's all messed up here. Alright, we're getting into a little more detail around this banner here again. I'm just going to smooth that area down. And again, my plan is to go around the edges of the banner with the fawn color, and then, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I do it's everything in green, or should I do it in black? Tell me what you think. Here's what it looks like so far. Let me know what you think I should do those letters in, because I'm not 100% sold on the idea of doing them in the fawn color again. But I will if you think so. It's always good to get a little help from your friends, right? Okay, here we go with the fawn, and I'm just doing around the edges of the banner with this time. So I'm going to leave it a little thicker over here so that won't dry while I'm doing all the fine details around the edges, because those dry super quickly. And you're just pushing that paste through the screen as long as you got it covered, and you pull it before it dries, you are golden. What are you doing this weekend, Janice? Okay, all the way around. I'm going to pull all the excess off and back in the jar. Almost done. That's good. I'm going to pull it out. Getting down to the bottom of the transfer here. And there is the banner. I'm going to try not to pull it all the way off, but it might happen. But it didn't. Okay, give this a little dry. Okay, nobody gave me an opinion about that last word. I think I'm going to stick with my original plan and do the black for it's everything. I guess that'll work. I think it might. Maybe I'll do a little green on the swirl work down below. Okay, there's that. Now my black. And we're just going to cover this a little bit wider. My squeegee is just a little bit wider than the banner is, so I can't just swoop it across quickly. No problem, won't take long at all. So has everybody been on their summer vacations yet? I was in Myrtle Beach a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if you heard about it on the news, but there were some sharks there, and I got to see them, which was pretty neat. And contrary to what some people thought, they were not very close to the shore, but I could see them. They were small, probably 3 to 4 feet in length, chasing a school of smallish fish. So you knew they weren't the big sharks. There was no jaws in that water. Okay, I'm going to pull that section. Oh yeah, that looks good. Alright, so I think before I do the last bit on the bottom, there are a couple of pieces right here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're very thin lines right there and right here also. So I'm going to paste those, pull them, dry them, and then finish up on the bottom. So here we go. These thin lines like this, they dry super quick, so you gotta work fast. I'm a lot faster than I used to be, but I can't do a whole design at once like some people can. Wouldn't even attempt it. Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna pull this one up this way. And I'll pull this one up this way and hit both of those with the dryer quick. That was easy. Okay, so now I have this little bit of scroll work down here to do. And these lines, which look a little wonky to me right at the moment, so I'm going to smooth those out again. And I'm going to go with the green on the swirl work down here, and then the fawn on the frame on the bottom. You know what I mean. Okay, back with this color. And just spreading that over the swirls. I might have gone over the line just a little bit there. Peel that up. Yep, I did just a little bit. Wiped right off. Hey everybody, if you are just popping in, be sure to say hello. Tell me where you're from. I'm just finishing up kind of a last minute project that I needed to get done for a birthday gift and just never had a chance to do it this week, so thought y'all might like to jump in and watch. This transfer that we use is Family is Everything. It is a B size transfer, which means it's $14.99. It's one of my favorite size transfers to work with. It's very manageable. Some of ours are really big, and those are a little tricky to work with. Not impossible, but trickier. And this one is just, especially if you're new at this, it's a great size to practice with. Okay, I think we're done. Let's see how that looks. guys. I'm just going to hold that up so you can see a little bit closer. Oh, these crazy angles here. There we go. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I've got a couple little pieces that I need to clean up. There's a little bit of chalk paste here and there. So I'm just going to take a paper towel and a little bit of water and clean that up. And yep, it should come right off with water. So even if this has been dry for a long time on your surface, if it's a non-porous surface, it should wash right off. This one, wood is a porous surface. This one's been sealed quite a bit, it feels like. So it came right off, but I am going to put several coats of, just like this one, it's just a Rust-Oleum crystal clear enamel. I'll do a couple light coats of that and remind my mother-in-law, who is getting this as a gift, don't tell her, today, that she shouldn't like scrub it. You can wipe it off with like a damp rag if you do it quickly and you don't saturate your chalk, but otherwise it should hold up just fine. And I think she's really gonna like it. What do you think? Okay, so again, the transfer is called Family is Everything. You can get this beautiful transfer on my website, which I will pop on there so you can see it, chalkcouture.com/Susan, or if you'd like, I can order it for you. Let me know, just send me a message and I will be sure to get one out to you. I used black velvet, eucalyptus, and fawn chalkology paste, and an assortment of squeegees. So that is what I have for today. I know this was last minute, but thank you for joining me. Once again, if you are interested in being a part of my VIP group where I do sales and special things for my very best customers, write VIPs in the comments. If you are interested in being paid to create art projects like I do, please let me know. Join in the comments. You don't have to join, but I will certainly send you some information so that you can make a good decision about that too. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will be back soon with some more fun projects. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.